right, what is up? We are live. Looks like everything is working all right. As you're jumping on, let me know you can hear me and see me okay. That way I know I'm not just talking to myself, although I do that anyway. That is not the purpose of this go live here today. So I want to interact with you, want to talk to you, want to answer your question. Health challenge. And you've been doing my journey on any of the platforms that I stream onto. I'm currently streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you're coming in from Facebook, say what's up. If you're coming in from YouTube, also comment. I'll be able to see it. What is up, Chris? Good to see you, brother. Can hear me and see me loud and clear. Perfect. All right, yeah. So like I said, I'm going to be streaming in multiple different areas. So as you're popping on, just say what's up. The purpose of today is really just to kind of pull back the curtain and just chat with you a little bit and see what's going on with you and see how, your goals and your, mission to success is going. And I want to share with you a little bit about mine as well. There we go. Looks like the connection reestablished. Perfect. So, like I was saying before the connection cut out on me, the purpose of today is really to kind of just share with you a little bit of what I'm seeing and how my journey is going. A little of the things that I've been doing to really ensure it. I did a go live this morning on my way back from dropping my son off at school into the veteran group, the veteran community that myself and my partner in service, Liam Weisner, have started, the Operation Veteran Freedom, which other side. But talking about keeping things simple and really ensuring that we're able to, crush our goals, create success, whether it's health, whether it's finances, relationships, no matter what it is, how do we really do that, right? And so, I dove a little bit deeper inside that group about how I do that and how I, keep things super simple. And for everybody who's watching right now, I wanted to share with you, for me, in order for me to ensure that I have success, in order for me to ensure that I'm hitting my goals and achieving the things I want to do, I have to keep things as ridiculously simple. And I have to. All right, internet, you can do it, internet. Let's go. All right. So, like I was saying, I put cues and different reminders into my life. My Google Calendar constantly reminds me of the things I need to do, and I have a daily checklist of very simple things that ensure I will ultimately succeed. I do this when it comes to my businesses. I do this when it comes to my private coaching. I do this when it comes to my own personal health. I have very specific things that I can do that are very simple to do that allow me to ensure my success. And so I dove a little bit deeper on that this morning, and I'll probably be sharing more about that as this journey goes on, because it really is the key to being able to, ensure you have success. But before I get rambling like I can do, let me hear from you. Let me hear, what are some questions that you might have for me about goals, about success, about this health challenge? I love to, answer your questions, meet you where you're at, and get you the clarity that you're looking for when it comes to, who I am. Maybe you just started following me this week or yesterday. My list and my following is constantly growing. And so maybe that's the case. Maybe you don't even know who I am and you want to ask me that question. Maybe you have been following me a while and you've watched me, do really well in different areas of my life. And one of those specific areas, you'd like to ask me about it. Maybe you just got started with the OVF and you're loving the education, but you're not really sure where to go with that next. Now, if you do mention that, I'm going to tell you jump on a game plan call, because that's exactly how we set you up to make sure that you know what to do. Chris is going to be jumping on a game plan call with me here in just a couple hours, and we're going to do that for him, live on that call. So if that happens to be your question, I'm just going to recommend that you, if you're an OVF member, book that free game plan call. Let's get that done for you. But other than that, ask some questions. Let's make this interactive. Let's get your engagement. I do appreciate everyone who's make the most out of this. Awesome. We got YouTube showing up. Now, it's not showing you guys the whole comment, or it looks like it might be. It's much larger on the other side. So we got Tyler saying, how do you stay inspired? I've been down and depressed for the past couple of weeks, and I need to beat this. Awesome question, brother. Awesome question. So here's the thing. In life, in business, especially for those of us with PTSD and other, things that we're coping with, it can be a daunting task to wake up, feel energized, feel inspired, feel motivated every single day to do the things we know we need to do, right? And I'm no different than you guys when it comes to that. And really what it comes down to for me is I surround myself with people who uplift me, who support me, who, when I start to withdraw and pull myself away, which are signs of me going into a state of depression, or me starting to, be really hard on myself, or beat myself up, or start to lose my confidence. So when I start to pull myself away, I have that amazing support group, those amazing people around me, like Liam, like my wife, like my sister, my best friend, a lot of the other OVF team members and people inside of our Team Phoenix group as well, who keep me on track, who help me stay motivated. Another thing that I do, that's one aspect, is support, right? Reach out to us, brother. If you're hurting and you need some help, that's when you need to be inside of the group, creating a buzz, posting more. That's when you need to be, messaging myself and Liam and other veterans who can help you. That's when you need to be making more noise than ever, is when you are feeling that way, because then we can, help you along the way. But if we're not attached to you, if we're not part of that immediate support group who will immediately notice when you start to detach yourself, then it's going to be hard for us to know. So, for one thing, definitely have that support group. The second thing is make noise, right? Don't let yourself just quietly suffer in pain. There's too many of us to help you now for you to keep doing that, for you to allow yourself to suffer like that. At this point, brother, it's a choice. You're choosing to allow yourself to sit in that pain. Trust me, I too make that choice. And sometimes I need people to pull me away from it, wake me up from it, because of whatever reason. Usually for me, it's I don't feel like I deserve it, or I'm worthy of something yet. I haven't paid enough dues. I haven't felt enough pain to be worthy of this. And so I put my self-sabotage and put myself for. Give it a second. Looks like I'm back. So like I was saying, if it wasn't for those amazing people who are there for me and can notice when I start to back out, when I start to retreat, when I start to fall into my own depression in my own mind and let my own thoughts conquer me rather than be the conqueror of my thoughts in my mind, that's a huge piece. So I'm really glad that you even asked this question, brother, because that's one of the main things that you could be doing is, when you're feeling this way and you're just beating yourself up and you can't beat it, let's figure out what's going on for you, man. Let's figure out why you feel that way. Let's get you past it, because that's the best thing for it. Staying in it is only going to make it worse. We have to start focusing on the solutions rather than the problems. And there's no better way to do that than with your fellow veterans who understand you, brother. And so, that's the depression and that's the how to beat it side of things. But on the stay inspired side, that comes from knowing that you are on the right mission. For me personally, I don't really need extra motivation to get me to my computer to start doing the things I need to do every day. I love doing what I do. I love the fact that I get to show up at my computer, be a part of my family's lives, be there for breakfast, lunch, dinner, coach football, never miss an activity, and still be able to help my fellow veterans start, build, and grow successful online businesses, help them with personal development, help them with their lives after the military. Like, I don't need inspiration to get up and do that. But I didn't start there, right? And so here's what I did to get myself to that place, to get myself where I am today. YouTube is an amazing free resource, guys. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I highly recommend you go subscribe to it, because we're really upping the content there. But also, while you're there, there's amazing channels out there for motivation, inspiration, such as Motiversity, Daily Motivation. I'm trying to think of some of everything I have is written down. But if you just search motivation on YouTube, you find days, weeks of content there, right? And let's choose the ones that really speak to you. Save them to a list so you can re-listen to them, rewatch them. I listen to the same 5-minute morning wake up inspiration for like the whole first 4 months I started my digital career back in October of 2017. I listened to the same one like every morning for 4 straight months, because it set my mindset right. It started to take me from that woe is me victim, I'm broken, everyone feel bad for me and give me a handout because I'm a veteran and the world screwed me and the VA is screwing me, to I own my life, I am in control of my actions, and I can dictate my own future. I built my life because I changed the story I was telling myself, and I didn't change that story until I started having someone else put the right story in my head every day. And I use the YouTube All right, let's try this again. So internet keeps cutting out on me, and we're just going to keep powering through it. And that's always a great time to say, if I can do this, anyone can do this. Because even when tech gremlins are acting up and my computer literacy kicks in, I'm still able to get these things to function and be able to talk with you guys and deliver as I want to be able to. So let's go back to that inspiration. I was talking about YouTube and motivational videos, and I just want to be really clear on something. It's an amazing resource. And again, it's like hours and weeks and even months probably of motivational videos that you can go and keep yourself inspired with. The trap in that is that we can get so caught up in, and we can get so dependent on external motivation that we can spend like more hours motivating ourselves than actually taking action. And when we get to that place, we are no longer being productive. We are no longer serving ourselves or others. And so there's a fine balance. There's a seriously fine balance between, overanalyzing and staying in analysis paralysis and staying in this ever student mindset where you don't ever take action, and then using it to actually pump you up to go and then fuel your day. So I just want to be really clear. Do not allow yourself to get caught in the endless hours of amazing content that's there. Get your message, and then go out into the world and make your impact. The second thing I just want to touch on real quick is if you have a specific problem, if you're, for example, if you're getting started in your online business, if you just started digitally advertising for whatever your business is, and you're starting to learn a little bit about, what is it that goes into social media, sales psychology, what really goes into speaking to someone or copywriting an ad or something like that onto Facebook. When I say copywriting, it's just all the written, spoken words that are used to do the selling and explaining inside of an ad. And so, if you're trying to learn those things, or maybe you're trying to learn paid advertisement because you're usually doing organic. Now, they're exactly step by step how to do it. But on YouTube, you can get amazing insights. You can get amazing principles. You can get amazing formulas that'll allow you to grow yourself in very specific areas. For me, I'm always trying to grow myself as a leader. I'm always trying to grow myself as an influencer. I'm always trying to grow myself as an educator. And so I like to listen to people like Ed Milet. I like to listen to people like Tim Ferriss. I like to listen to people, Joe Rogan when I have the time for it, because, as knowledgeable and as vast and all right. It's first of all, the ultimate goal is to have a why so big that you no longer need motivation, that intrinsically from within, you are motivated to drive forward no matter what. That is ultimately the goal. And when you can get there, you will know you're on the right path and you're on your life's mission. However, until we get there, we don't just wake up one day knowing exactly what we need to be doing with our lives and charging forward to get there, right? So until we do, Tony Robbins, YouTube, motivation. I would also recommend audio books and any kind of success or specific skill set podcast or interview. Those are going to be your best sources for inspiration, motivation outside oneself. And then again, always remember, like, nothing is going to work unless you plan for it to work, right? And here's how that works. And I want to just break that down for you so that you have a clear definition of it. When I work with a student, when I work with somebody new, we don't only plan for goals. We don't only plan for the old outcome. Oh, all right. Here we go. I appreciate everybody staying on. I mean, there was only one person who dropped off while that was waiting to load. So I appreciate you guys being here. And that to me tells you that you guys are receiving value. And if that is the case, drop value in the comments right now. Let me know that what I'm saying to you guys is hitting home for you. And I'm going to keep charging on with what I was saying. So not only do we set the goals and set out that result for ourselves, but what we do is we take a look at our values. We take a look at what drives us and what stops us, right? In the past, if you try to accomplish something, and what ultimately pulled you off the rails, like when you think about going out there and creating a $10,000 month for yourself, what do you see stopping you? What are some of the things that you see being your own personal roadblocks? Are you the kind of person who, when you start seeing a little bit of success, you start to back off the reins a little bit, you start to relax, maybe you start to overindulge, and so you lose track and you lose focus, and so you don't ever get to all the way ultimately where you want to go. Maybe you're somebody who, after a couple of attempts of, sharing your message and not hitting home, you lose confidence and you fade away, and you no longer share yourself openly like you need to be. Like, whatever it might be, we also need to establish those, right? It's great to have goals, like definitely. We need to have a clear point to aim at, but let's also not kid ourselves. We're human, and we are our own worst enemies. We become our own self-fulfilling prophecies. And so if we're trying to achieve something we've never achieved before, there are going to be obstacles. We're going to fall into old routines and patterns. And once we identify those and then put them into our actual game plan, put them into our actual plans for success, saying to ourselves, when I hit this, this is what I'm going to do. For example, when I get 6 no's and I start feeling unconfident, I start to waver in sharing my message, I am going to reach out to my support group. I am going to post my feelings and how I'm overcoming them online, right? You'll have a plan for yourself so that when you hit these obstacles, when you hit these inevitable roadblocks on the path to success, you will have the exact tool and the exact steps you need to overcome them quickly and keep moving forward. If that's making sense, guys, that's a huge, huge piece of why I believe I've been so successful. And I believe that a lot of the students that I work with have been so successful, is that we don't just make goals and we don't just make a real specific on what we want. And we actually plan to get there. We don't just kind of wing it. And so if anything, guys, I believe that that's really going to help you, when it comes to staying on task, staying inspired, staying motivated. We did have one more question that I'm going to address here. I was hoping to get to some more, but with all the connection issues, it is what it is. I don't want to really go more than a half an hour during people's lunchtime. I want you to be able to eat and have some time, and also gain this value. So the next question was, how do you stay on point? Mind jumps from one thought to another. So I did kind of touch on this, but let me give you a little bit more of detail, a little bit more of an explanation there. So for me, with a TBI and kind of a scattered brain already, it's hard for me to stay on task, to stay on point myself. And so here are things that I have found to be absolutely, unnegotiables for me, so that I can ensure I have success. And so what it is for me is I make myself a schedule. And I use my phone and I use Google Calendars, because my call calendar, everything I do is already hooked to it. So I don't have to do any extra maintenance. It's all on automation, which frees up my time to spend more time with my family and do the things I love. But for me, it's a calendar. Like, my phone tells me what I'm doing 30 minutes before it and then 5 minutes before it, and it keeps me on track. If I going through my day and something comes up, I write it down. Like, I'm not kidding, guys. Like, this is just this morning and a little bit of last night, like front and back. There's 2 of me. Oh, everybody dropped off that time. All right. Let me get rid of this. And everyone's back. All right. I'm on in like multiple places now. So the software is like defaulting to try to keep me on. But anyway, let me just wrap this up for you guys. So for me, I leverage technology. I leverage, the things and resources at my disposal. I use, not even technology all the time, right? So written down note cards are a huge thing to keep me focused on point during the day, and especially when I'm on calls or I'm on live trainings. Like you'll always see that I have note cards somewhere near me, so I can make sure that I'm delivering all the value that you guys need. That I like the whole point, the whole message comes across, and I'm not leaving out pieces that are absolutely crucial, right? There are things that I know like the back of my hand, and then there are things that I need to look at and remind myself. So I want to make sure that I'm always having the ability to deliver and remember. So note cards, hands down, one of my tools of my tools of success. And the next thing I want to really share, calendar. We have note cards. The last thing I really want to share with you is a checklist. I have a daily checklist of the things that I need to accomplish. I have my simple tasks that I do every day that ensure success. Those are habits. Those are just things I do. And I recommend that everybody gets to that place where they become habits. And if you're following my Jumpstart, you guys will see how we do that and see how we make these into habits. But for me, it comes down to, I'm going to lose my train of thought. I'm going to keep it on the rails. Just give me a second. Schedule, daily checklist. Boom, got it. So when I wake up in the morning, I already have a checklist of things I need to do that day. The night before, when I close down for the computer, anything that I didn't get to that day gets put onto a list. Anything that I know has to get done tomorrow. So, for example, tonight I have my Team Phoenix Mastermind. So, one of the companies that I am partnered with, I have built an amazing team there, and we meet every week so we can mastermind, so that we can all ensure that we are rising together and having success. Now, they are human too, and we have busy lives. So if I'm not waking up Monday morning and taking the time to post and remind everybody that the meeting is tonight, then they might forget too, right? So that has to go on to the checklist for the next day. Then I also take a look at my call calendar. Any game plan calls, which are the 30-minute calls that I do with my veterans, that I help them, really get that game plan for them. If I have any of those, I put them onto the list. I really just make sure that the next day I have a really clear plan and a really clear layout of what my day is going to look like, so that I don't miss anything, right? Like that's a huge piece, right? These skills, yes, hands down, that's correct. Sorry. The more unique skill and the more demand that skill is, the higher you're going to get paid for it. Hands down, these skills pay amazing. That's awesome. But you can also be a lawyer and get paid amazing, or a doctor and get paid amazing, or a high-level engineer. We just updated the DSM numbers on a couple of the drawings that we had discussed. Apologize for that. Sharing an office right now. That definitely derailed. Well, where was I? You guys could help me out in the comments. Let me know where I was in that train of thought. I didn't want to be rude to the wife while she was speaking up in her meeting, so I did not want to speak. All right. Let me finally finish this thing. Craig, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you helping me out with the skill set and the making good money. There's a lot of things that I wanted to share on that, and I just derailed the train, unfortunately. I mean, that guys, here's the beautiful like thing that I can really share with you right now that's happening is that here is a veteran that 3 years ago was so beat up, broken, disbelief of my own capability that I thought because of this TBI, because of my PTSD, because of this memory issues that I have, that I would not be able to get on a camera and deliver value and do the things that I do today. Now, yes, do I still have issues? 100%. Scar's not going anywhere. But am I able to still get on here and still push through and still deliver value and still make a really good living while helping others? 100%, guys. And if anything you can get from me being as stubborn, persistent, and as patient as I am on camera, I would just hope that it shows you that no matter where you're at right now, no matter what you're dealing with, no matter if it's fear, PTSD, TBI, anxiety, no matter what it is, that you can do this too. Because if I'm up here and I'm able to stay calm, cool, and collected on camera, and just a few years of doing it, you can do this too, guys. And so when it comes to the skill set, when it comes to making really good money, I don't remember where I was. And that's okay. Because I know that in the future, someone's going to ask me that question again, and I'm going to be able to deliver that value for you. But here, I hope that the bit I did get to share with you provided you enough value so that you can start move forward and make actions in your life. And I think we're going to close out on this last question from Debbie and George Klein, amazing people here who live in Phoenix, Arizona as well with me. And I've actually been watching them on their journey here for the last 2 years and just been so blessed and honored to just be a part of it. They have a great question. And honestly, it feeds perfectly into what I'm doing right now, being authentic, being open, honest, and raw with you guys, right? I could be sweating bullets and nervous and upset because my internet keeps cutting out and my wife's working from home right now. So she's, sharing the office and all these different things. But at the end of the day, it's because I'm not willing to let those things stop me. It's because I am willing to get up and share myself, regardless of how that may look or, how many times the internet may cut out. Because of those things, that is why I have created such an amazing life for myself today. Yes, the money in the online industry is absolutely amazing, but the ability to dictate your own schedule, go anywhere you want, amazing things that are possible, but would not be possible if I let things like a bad internet connection, if you guys are going to perceive me to be unprofessional because of that internet connection, if you guys are going to perceive me to be an idiot or stupid because I can't remember things. Here's the thing. You might perceive me that way, and that's okay, because then it wasn't meant for us to work together. That's all there is to it, because there are people who are going to see that and reach out to me, who are going to want to work with me and who are going to benefit greatly from doing so. And that's great too, right? I'm not trying to save everyone. In fact, I'm not trying to save anyone. I'm just trying to provide a hand up to where I know others can go to. And so when it comes to go lives, when it comes to teaching people to do this, there is no teaching you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. I'm sorry if that is not the answer you wanted to hear. But here is the God's honest truth about go lives. The only way to get good at them, the only way to make them work for you is to do them, is to actually go out and do them. Anything worth mastering is worth being a novice at. Anything worth becoming a master at is worth looking foolish at first. Okay? And George, from personal experience running an online business, if you're not going live, if you're not sharing yourself, your business isn't growing. But as soon as you start going live and sharing yourself, your business starts growing. And so, again, the sorry, not sorry, hard truth of it all is I cannot teach you how to go live. I cannot teach you. That just comes down to you doing it and being uncomfortable with it long enough that it becomes comfortable. That's all there is to it. And so I'm glad that you guys are receiving value. I'm glad that you guys are interacting and engaging. It makes this so much more fun than just talking to myself, which again, I do that anyway. So why do it on camera, right? So if you guys receive value, definitely drop value in here. If this was a video that hits you at the heart and you know others that need to hear it, share it. Share the love. Share the value. With that being